bending over as little as possible is the name of the game with wood splitting. I think I've been doing it for 25 years almost. All right, so there's a lot of gimmicks out there with wood processing. Some of you, I'm sure, have seen them. A lot of BS stuff people are doing where they're chopping wood and, you know, they're just using super clear logs, and they're like, look how fast this is, but it's not a good example of, you know, most timber, at least in New England, maybe out west. Everything's easier out west, right? But I'm gonna try what may be a gimmick, we'll see. I usually just split wood as it lays. I try to not move it as little as possible. Let's see if this is something I haven't tried. Let's see how it works. It's, you know, the idea you can see is from the tire idea. Hey, Jangles. And my buddy Hollis also, who took our permaculture course, kind of gave me this, seeing what he did once on an Instagram post, and then thinking of the tire idea, which is good for making kindling. I don't think it's really worth it for other things, because you don't want to keep having to load wood, the rounds, into a tire. It's much easier to swing it as it lays. I mean, sometimes you have to move it to hit it, but not at least half the time. So let's see how this works. I give it a 40% chance of being a good idea. We'll see. You know, in case this isn't clear to, if you split wood a bunch, it's clear why I'm doing this. If I don't put this around, these things are gonna fall over, and I might have to right them again before splitting them again, unless I swing at them like a golf swing, which it's not as good of a swing as having them be solid with a backing on the ground. So let's see how this works. I'm working up a good sweat. So let's give it a go. These are not, some of them are pretty clear, but a lot of them aren't that clear. Sugar maple. Now, one downside too is you're liable to break a handle in this situation because you have, you know, wood in between you and what you're splitting, and that's not good. If you break a handle, it's definitely not a good hack. Breaking handles, that takes time. So what I was gonna do before putting the ratchet strap on it was just pound them together, because that will help them stay up. And you can see that's happening now, which is cool. So much depends on your type of your wood, the exact clarity of it. Big old knot. So what I typically do is leave the knottiest stuff for my splitter. But let's see. Here's the, let's split up mostly. Ash is so easy, you can, you don't even really need to prop it up oftentimes. If I didn't bend over at all that whole time, And the thing is, with really knotty wood, as you can see, you often have to, flip the round over or swing it all the way through. This is how I used to always split wood, is put it on a chopping block. But the problem is you're always picking wood up then, which is a lot more work. I'd rather swing twice as much than pick up, I don't know, not much more wood. Like, as soon as I'm picking up maybe 20% more wood, I'd rather swing a lot more. I could swing all day. I'm not going to pick up wood all day off the ground. I mean, I'd like not to anyway. So, you can see, this is, when you see what a lot of people do on YouTube with wood, you got to understand that most of the time it's really clear wood. So it looks great. But the fact is, you may not have a lot of clear wood depending where you are. Well, this one, was split on the other side, but not here. That was less work than doing each round at a time and having to pick up 5 times more wood, maybe more than that. So
here's a second attempt trial of the same approach that did next day or the day after, and it went pretty similarly difficult grain wood, just reasonable enough to split with an axe, and very little of it really ended up on my splitter or needing wedges. I ended up just working it down with the axe.
see how this will have been worth it if this stuff is, actually mostly split. who is it? Robert Frost or Thoreau? I think it was Frost said wood heats you, firewood heats you twice. Once when you split it, once when you burn it. He must have had his wood delivered and stacked. Had someone else do the logging too, because I can count at least 4 or 5 times. This stuff heated me when I felled the trees. It heated me when I hauled them out, chained them to the tractor. It heated me when I bucked